Alright everyone, it's the Rout. I'm here with Empress Path, or Sam, as I now know him. We've just had a game at my place. We've just had a pretty rad game.
It was freaking awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Really, really cool game.
Yeah, and you're going to see it on Sam's channel. So if you head over to Empress Path on YouTube, you will see it over there. We just played, I'm sure we'll post by much similar time, but Raven Guard versus
Alpha Legion.
And it was fun. We won't talk about the outcome because you need to watch the video and we don't want any spoilers.
It's a good game.
It was a good game. It was a good game. Anyway, because I got him here, and we've been chatting a little bit, and I don't know. I think we'll probably do a few of these collabs again. I'm up for it if you're up for it.
I'd love to. Yeah.
And I'm kind of limited to 15 minutes at the moment for some reason on my YouTube, so I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm not going to do any back reps, but so you'll see it over on Sam's channel. But I did want to chat to him while he's here about basically something that's close to both of our hearts and that is imminent. Is Inferno and what it means. So I guess first off, Inferno, what do you think? We're like, what, 2 weeks out from the Heresy Weekender?
We're on Friday night, a week.
Week.
It is
next
a week
weekend.
until the Weekender.
Is it really next weekend?
Yeah, because it's the 4th and 5th.
Yeah, you're right, next weekend.
And I was gutted because if I'd known 2 weeks ago that they were good, because they released an extra like 2 to 5 tickets.
Did they?
Yeah, and if I'd known that they did, and they sold really quickly, if I'd known that they had, I would have bought them 2 weeks earlier, but then my wife and I had a chat about going on holiday. Which you do.
Yeah.
But if I'd known 2 weeks earlier, I would have been able to buy them.
Man, I didn't hear about that.
It was...
That's outrageous.
It's bad because I sit on the Facebook side of things quite regularly.
Right.
Because where we run a community page for ours, I try to make sure that... I can share as much stuff as possible really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to stick around on Facebook and stuff, and I saw it go up, and I think I looked at it and it was available, and it was like £100, I think, with all the gubbins, and then after that it went to struggling with my words today, really struggling, and then they were gone within about an hour.
Outrageous. Well, there you go. Someone got in last. I can't go anyway because I'm going to Sweden to see the boys. But anyway, so Inferno's coming out. We're a week away. Hopefully, we're going to see some units now. There are some rumours, which I know you haven't heard about yet, but I'll drop them on you in a minute. What are you thinking about the book?
I think it's going to be amazing. Mainly because it's two... Well, Forge World have even been quoted in saying that they're the two legions that are as far away from the... Not the Legiones Astartes in general,
but like just the standardy kind of stuff.
Yeah, they've even said they're going to be different, and I love the Thousand Suns, especially the paint scheme of them. But I won't play them because I can't afford to start another Legion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what they do with them.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Wolves in a minute, but I mean, Thousand Suns wise, I have no idea what they're going to do. But with a game that currently doesn't run as psychic based as 40k does. What are they going to do about the Psychic Legion? So my thought would be that almost as an upgrade, you can upgrade the squad to one of the different Corvidays.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than having a psychic power for them, which could then outpower everyone else, maybe they'll do something so that beginning of the game for your tactical squads, you roll a dice. This squad is now this, almost like a veteran squad sort of thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I think that'd be
interesting.
A balance.
A bit like the Word Bearers Burning Law, where you can roll. And you pay the extra points, you can roll on the squads and you can buff them.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
I think that'd be the best way they could do it with balancing it. Wolves wise, Wolves, Custodies and Sisters I'm really excited about. Like, genuinely wetting myself.
I actually just played some Custodies in our game. And yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it was a tough game for them to do much. It was just the way it played out, zone mortality, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying them again. Let's just say that. Okay, so yeah, excited. I'm super stoked as well. I'm like same as you. Been kind of a lifelong Wolves fan. So before I read the rumours, I had a similar thought. I'm like, how are they going to do Thousand Suns and sort of rep the fact that these guys are like mad psychers to start off with. But the thing about the book, especially sort of Thousand Suns and Prospero Burns, is like one of that kind of subplots to the whole thing is the irony of the wolves having these psychers, but they don't really think they're psychers. it's all about the word, and they are. Well, I forget what the name of them is, what they call themselves now, but they there's this arrogance that they're not psychers.
It's not skulls, is it?
No. I'm sure it'll come to us in a minute, but there's that funny irony and sort of ignorance that they have, and yet they have psychers, and yes, they weren't as powerful as Ahriman, and in that final battle, like spoilers, Ahriman just casually scoops up Wordmake and just throws him into the warp like it's like he's just clicking his fingers. Yeah, it's just really easy. So one of the things I thought until I saw the rumours was maybe Forge Boils will throw a really powerful or a psyker into the Space Wolves and kind of lean on that fact and give them a psyker based around this sort of ignorance of them having psychers but them not believing they are. So I was thinking that, and I thought it's probably too early in the series for us to see Bjorn as a character series model, because at this point he's really still just a kind of he's kind of like a wolf guard, like a low wolf guard. So and I thought Otho Wordmake could be a cool character. I like him, even though he doesn't last past Prospero. But so anyway, interested to see that. But then I saw the rumours the other week, and yeah, you haven't heard about him yet, have you?
No, I've. Part of me has wanted to look for rumours, and part of me has gone, no, I'm going to wait. But you've.
Do you want to hear? Or
I
do.
You
You not?
No, I
okay.
do now.
All right. Well, we've got like 9 minutes to try and get this done in. So I'm gonna, if I can remember them, I'm gonna hit Sam with the rumours. So we'll start with the Thousand Suns first. So, your guess seems quite close to what we've heard. So, I think they're called Sekhmet Terminators, who have to pick one of the Corvidae at the start, and that dramatically changes the way they play in the game.
Nice.
So they haven't told us what that way is yet. The rumour doesn't state any of those things, but it's one of the rumours around that thing. So I think you seem to be on the right sort of train of thought with that one. There was another one, I think, which is about a sort of Seeker squad. So like for the Thousand Suns, they're getting like something based off a Seeker squad. Seems to be the point. There was a name for them, and I can't remember what it is. Which I thought was quite interesting. And then the one that came out of left field for me, and we'll see if it comes through, is a automata unit.
Like in the book.
Yeah. So, is it Fox's Tar who goes a bit crazy in the end, and he's inside the Titan and he's controlling all that? I can't remember. I think it's him. One of them anyway. Yeah. So it looks like there's going to be another console type, which is like I guess like a version of a Praevian that's going to have these psychic automata that
like
can
the
go
guy
with
with the Cortex controller.
The Cortex controller, yeah. So that was the rumour. So that we could be seeing some new automata that may be specific for the Thousand Suns.
That's one of my favourite parts about the book as well, because all I imagine is, at the time when I read the book, I knew nothing of what a Stormbird looked like, and I sort of had the Storm Eagle in my head, but more of like the one from the Clone Wars, like Star Wars Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So I imagine this big thing with this big box that's sort of cut out the middle, and then this guy just sat there, because they're basically wrestling in the mid-air, aren't they?
They are,
using all their different psychic. Yeah. And that's one of my favourite parts, so I'd be really keen to see one of those.
So that was them. There may have been another unit I've forgotten, but moving on to the Space Wolves, I'm going to try and remember these. Varangian unit.
Okay.
Assault pack, jump pack's optional, right?
Bit like Reavers,
but jump pack's optional. Sort of close combat unit.
Okay.
I forget the name they've put to them, or maybe I've mixed this up with another unit. There's one called like a Horkal or Harkal unit or something like that. Maybe they're the ones with the jetpacks. The Varangian Great Terminators, and they will have the option of taking different two-handed power weapons.
Nice.
So seems like a bit of a kind of throw to the Wolfguard Terminators in 40k, where you can hit them all differently.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be something there, but all with two-handed power weapons, which could be quite interesting.
That excites me.
And then this was the one that really threw me, and we'll see what happens. But the other Space Wolf unit is based off a Destroyer squad. So with optional jetpacks, Destroyer type unit with lots of plasma and melter weapons.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
See, now in 40k that would have been straight up my street. I'm not sure how I feel about it in 30k, but that sounds exciting.
I was expecting. I mean, again, this is rumours, right? So I got this off. It's been on all the sites. Like, I don't look at Balls because it's full of shit. But which now we're talking about it. But I look at Fate 212 a lot. That's where I go to for my rumour milling, and it was on there. So we'll see. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to talk about it. But I was expecting lots of close combat for the Space Wolves.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a lot of jump pack options, which is really interesting that they seem like all the units by the Terminators get jump pack options. So interesting.
Now, I haven't read any of the rumours. I'm going on based off like the front of Prospero Burns and stuff like that.
Right.
So you're right for me to give my...
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm adamant that Viking shields is going to make some headway in there.
Wooden shields.
Like wooden shields. So
amazing.
Almost like combat shields, but fucking better because they're Viking ones.
Yeah.
Which my wife purchased me 16 sort of dwarf-esque shields for Christmas. I'll you've given me some, and I'll give you some.
Trade. Sound good.
Do a trade. We've done some off-wheeling and dealing.
Off-camera trading.
So I'd imagine almost like because berserkers were quite a big thing back in Viking times, like dual hatchet wielding guys.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, like you were saying about the Terminators, mixed weapons. I imagine sort of some of them with like a wooden shield and a big hatchet, or double hatchet, sort of almost like a more aggressive Reaver squad.
Okay.
So is it the Red Butchers who have double?
Yeah, they've got
like,
twin chain axes.
Almost like a mesh of the Red Butchers and the Reavers.
Yeah, interesting. That'll be interesting. Hatchets, definitely. I like the idea of that. I think, maybe that'll be the special weapon we see. We're seeing that each Legion is getting a special weapon pack or something like that. Yeah, because Russ has got a hatchet on the back of his cape, which is quite nice. And I'm watching Vikings again at the moment.
We'll talk about that as well in a second.
My wife hasn't seen it, so we're on to season 2. And watching them fight with hatchets, I'm like, I think I want a hatchet. But maybe that'll be the weapons pack we'll see for Space Wolves. Who knows?
Or the console will be the equivalent of a berserker, so like a console. So instead, almost like a lone wolf. So you've got this one guy who can dual wield hatchets or axes or whatever you want to.
Maybe like a sort of Moritat, but close combat Moritat or something.
That would be cool to see. I'd like to see that.
That would be cool. Actually, saying that, Moritat, hopefully they'll be on sale soon, because those models have been previewed for ages now, the forged Moritat models. So
that's the dual pistol.
The dual pistols, yeah. And I do like a good Moritat.
See, I almost imagine them looking a bit like Cypher, like with the dual.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen those models, but they look great, and I think they were out and they got previewed middle of last year. So fingers crossed they'll be coming out.
Contemptor, definitely want to see. I hope that we at least see what the Wolf Contemptor looks like this next weekend. Well,
I think again, my gut's telling me, I think we'll see. I hope that we'll see a lot. I think last year's Horus Hereditary Weekender was okay. They didn't reveal a huge amount, and Tony What's His Bollocks really ruined all the talks. But it was only okay. So I'm hoping that this one is better, and they're gonna, this big delay in the book, which has been 7-8 month delay by the time we get to it, according to what they told us a year ago. Hopefully they're going to drop the book and they're going to drop a load of units. And we saw Thousand Suns Contemptor a year ago, believe it or not. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
We haven't seen a Contemptor since a year ago for any Legion.
I'm excited. I've had an idea.
Okay.
You're limited to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So that we get people watching both yours and mine.
Yeah.
Instead of doing a 2-part video on yours, why don't we do part 1 on here and part 2 on mine?
That's a great idea. Well, we've got 1 minute. Quickly, 1 minute.
I don't know what to talk about for 1 minute.
I can't think of anything to talk about for 1 minute. Alright, well, look, we're going to wrap it up. So, look, I'm not going to say thanks because I'm going to do it on his video. But, please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think is going to come next weekend. And if you go in, enjoy it. If Tony makes any shit jokes, slap him. Peace.